Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to another Total War 3 Kingdoms video. With summer ramping up hard, it's been a bit difficult to handle all the new games and content I want to create, and as such, today will be a short quality of life / tricks kind of video, this time dealing with the preferences script file in Total War 3 Kingdoms. It might be a bit daunting for those who have never messed with it, but there are some script lines in this file that might just add some nice touches and flavor to your campaign. We'll take a look at how to access the preferences file, then into the handful of edits you can make. As always, let's dive in. Accessing the preferences script file isn't as hard as it may seem, but there are several steps involved. First, press the Windows button and R to bring up your command prompt. As you can see, I've already typed in the next step, %appdata%. Hit OK, and you should be in the roaming folder inside of your app data folder. You'll then go to Creative Assembly, 3 Kingdoms, Scripts, and then the Preferences script should be the only file in there. Double click to open it, and you're in. There are lots of lines here, most of which deals with the features in-game, and you shouldn't really need to touch this part of the file. Once you've made your edits, press Ctrl and S or go up to the top file under File, then Save. Launch 3 Kingdoms and it'll be updated based on what you've changed. Now, on to the edits. If you want a true 100% free camera movement during battles, the default battle camera type is one you'll definitely want to modify. By default, it's set to 0. Setting it to 2 will give you free reign of the battle camera, allowing you to get as close to units and parts of the battle map without limitation. Beware though that since this is the debug setting, you can and will often go under the map, or over it, or do some weird funky things until you get the camera's movement down, which can cause some issues if you're not careful. Content creators tend to use this to get those super epic, awesome, unbelievable, cool shots during battles, but I know several of those in the community that have been looking for this as well. If you're looking for a better camera solution for battles that doesn't involve going under the map or having that complete free reign, look no further than the enhanced battle camera mod for Beneath the Red Sky in the mod workshop. In 3 Kingdoms, I've found that the auto-resolve is much more balanced on records mode than in romance, but if you find the auto-resolve either too easy or too difficult for you, there's a line to change that difficulty. Heading down to the auto-resolve difficulty line and you'll see it's on normal by default. Change the number and you'll change the difficulty. Now the line states that the auto-resolve is sourced from the game difficulty, but I pretty much exclusively play on very hard campaign difficulty, and this appears to have the auto-resolve still on normal or 1. Let me know if you crank this up or down and what it does to your campaign, as the higher difficulties may make you want to physically play every battle. When deciding on which buildings to upgrade in my commanderies, I'll often find myself shifting back and forth with my mouse between the 2 buildings in the same chain to determine if it's worth upgrading. There's actually a way to compare those buildings from the preferences script in the building info show comparisons line. By default, it's turned to false. Turning the building info comparisons line to true will allow you to compare a built building inside of a chain to any other building in that same chain. Having a side-by-side comparison is pretty handy in helping you decide whether you want to upgrade or what path you want to go down for future expansion. There's a lot of information and settings within the script file that you can turn on or off that may not be available options inside of the actual game. These aren't very big changes, but are definitely more personalized preferences. The cheat sheet that pops up when accessing the menu. I found that even if I toggle it off in-game for one campaign, it tends to pop back up on another. Turning the UI show cheat sheet to false will always make sure it's off. Now you'll be able to see your campaign map or your battle with the normal menus on the left side, and it actually looks pretty good. If you are a player that plays more exclusively in records mode, you can switch that in the default game mode romance script line. Changing it to false changes historic and custom battles to be on records mode by default. This means you'll still have to manually switch your campaign settings to records, but it's still handy for those that aren't huge fans of romance. There are some players that don't really care to hear that units are routing or rallying, or that an enemy general is dead. For those that don't know, that's Total War's aide de camp, and I didn't see anywhere in the campaign settings or in the battle settings where I could shut them up. If you want to turn that off, ADC enabled is where you want to go. Switch it to false and you won't hear from him again. That wraps up this quick quality of life / tricks-ish video on the preferences script file. Since there are a lot of options to fiddle with in this file, do exercise some caution as they could cause game or PC crashes or something else entirely that no one wants to deal with. That being said, figuring out some of the things you can do simply by messing with this script file can yield some good results to improve Three Kingdoms, so I say go ahead and have some fun with it, just be careful. I hope you learned some new things in this video, and those things will help you out a bit in your campaigns and battles. If there's other modifiers you have done in your preferences script file, be sure to leave a comment down below so others in the community can enjoy them as well. Let me know what other aspects of Total War Three Kingdoms you'd like to see me cover, and subscribe to the channel so you're always up to date with this and other strategy titles. Thanks for watching, this is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next video.